There is a wistful myth that if only we had enough money to spend, the figure is usually put at $100 billion, we could wipe out all our slums in 10 years, reverse decay in the great, dull, gray belts that were yesterday's and day before yesterday's suburbs, anchor the wandering middle class and its wandering tax money, and perhaps even solve the traffic problem. But look what we have built with the first several billions. Low-income projects that become worse centers of delinquency, vandalism, and general social hopelessness than the slums they were supposed to replace. Middle-income housing projects, which are truly marvels of dullness and regimentation, sealed against any buoyancy or vitality of city life. Luxury housing projects that mitigate their inanity or try to with a vapid vulgarity. Cultural centers that are unable to support a good bookstore. Civic centers that are avoided by everyone but bums who have fewer choices of loitering place than others. Commercial centers that are lackluster imitations of standardized suburban chain store shopping. Promenades that go from no place to nowhere and have no promenaders. Expressways that eviscerate great cities. This is not the rebuilding of cities, this is the sacking of cities. Under the surface, these accomplishments prove even poorer than their poor pretenses. They seldom aid the city areas around them, as in theory they are supposed to. These amputated areas typically develop galloping gangrene. To house people in this planned fashion, price tags are fastened on the population, and each sorted-out chunk of price-tagged populace lives in growing suspicion and tension against the surrounding city. When two or more such hostile islands are juxtaposed, the result is called a balanced neighborhood. Monopolistic shopping centers and monumental cultural centers cloak under the public relations hoo-ha the subtraction of commerce, and of culture too, from the intimate and casual life of cities. That such wonders may be accomplished, people who get marked with the planner's hex signs are pushed out, expropriated, and uprooted, much as if they were the subjects of a conquering power. Thousands upon thousands of small businesses are destroyed, and their proprietors ruined, with hardly a gesture at compensation. Whole communities are torn apart and sown to the winds, with a reaping of cynicism, resentment, and despair that must be heard and seen to be believed. A group of clergymen in Chicago, appalled by the fruits of planned city rebuilding there, asked, could Job have been thinking of Chicago when he wrote, "Here are men that alter their neighbor's landmark, shoulder the poor aside, conspire to oppress the friendless. Reap they the field that is none of theirs, strip they the vineyard wrongfully seized from its owner. A cry goes up from the city streets, where wounded men lie groaning."